Good morning, everyone. Well, it had to happen. One team had to lose out Saturday night in a Whatcom County League mini playoff, and it would be Lynden Christian. The Lynx, wearing the red top, drew a first-game matchup with Meridian. The Trojans shot out of the blocks quickly with this punt return from Ty Harrison. That set up this Rick Paxton touchdown. The extra point was no good, and Meridian led 6-0. Lynden Christian answers right back, though, tying it as Jared Dodinga scores from 3 yards out. Then things turned upside down on the Lynx as Grant Terpstra's pass is picked off by Harrison, who returns it all the way to the Lynden Christian 12-yard line. Meridian takes it in from there as Paxton gets his second touchdown, this one from 3 yards out, and after a successful two-point conversion, it's 14-6 Trojans. A last-gasp Lynx comeback attempt in the closing minute of the game is thwarted as Bob Benham intercepts the pass, and the Trojans win 14-6 and advance to the state playoffs as Coach Bob Ames gets the ice shower.
This was a tremendous ball game by both teams. Again, there's three really fine football teams here, and 3 champions, and 1 stays home, and that's really too bad. That's not us.
Feels good. Feels really good. But we're #1 now, and now really the county champs. We know we're #1 now.
A bit of deja vu for Lynden as they will face South Whitby just as they did last year on Tuesday night, this time in Bellingham. 10th-ranked Meridian opens the playoffs Saturday in Edmonds against either Montesano or Washougal. Finally, time for the play of the weekend. For that, we go back to the gridiron as the pass from Lynden Christian's Grant Terpstra goes off the hands of his receiver and into the waiting arms of Meridian's Joey Simmons. The play was almost as good as Simmons' reaction afterward. I'd say he's a little excited that the Trojans are going to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. A big weekend for some local high school teams. The Meridian football team plays their first state playoff game this Saturday against Montesano.
We're playing a team that's big, ugly, mean, and deep, as one of the coaches of that league said, and they run every formation in the book. I mean, there's probably not a cereal box left in Montesano. I mean, everything 50 cents and two box tops, and you get the Green Bay sweep.
Meridian is no fluke. The Trojans are now the lone Whatcom County representative after Lynden's loss Tuesday, and they don't want to make a quick exit from the playoffs.
Just make the county proud or whatever, you know. Show the other schools that the WCL can play with them.
You know, we got a chance to prove ourselves as hopefully #1 in the state, and you know we feel like we got the potential to do it, and we're just striving out to hopefully become #1.
Now's the time to take hold of your dream. You are standing on the edge of history, so let the games begin. May the best man win.
Playoff time in high school football. A big, noisy crowd made the trip from Whatcom County to Edmonds Saturday night and watched the 9th-ranked Meridian Trojans spot the Montesano Bulldogs 9 first-quarter points before getting on the board themselves with this 33-yard Ty Harrison field goal. Harrison had a big night. Next Montesano possession, he gets the interception, giving Meridian the ball at the Bulldogs 34. That set up the 1-yard touchdown from quarterback Bob Benham, and Meridian took the lead for good. Ty, no one's Harrison Me, makes another big play before the half as he fields the Montesano punt on the bounce, gets a couple key blocks, and returns it all the way 68 yards for the touchdown as Meridian went on to the 24-17 win.
We've been down all year long in the first, and we just came back every time, so we weren't really worried. We were just mad at each other. We were mad at ourselves because we were down 9-0. We shouldn't have been. Like, we made mistakes, and we came back out of it and just played as a good football team. So.
I just happened to get that punt and that interception. I've been waiting for that all week. I've been hearing about, you know, how good these guys are, and they're tough. You know, I give that to them.
Like I said, they run everything from Wheaties to post toasties, and our guys were able to make some adjustments and play them tough. Hey, right down the wire. Isn't this what playoff is about?
Guess so, and the Trojans continue the playoffs Saturday with a quarterfinal game against Steilacoom in Federal Way. Well, basketball practices began this week at local high schools, but at Meridian, turnout has been a little sparse so far. That's because the Trojan football team is still in the state playoffs. Last week, Meridian knocked off Montesano This Saturday, the foe is Steilacoom in the quarterfinals.
Well, you let the kids play, number one. You know, you're not working a whole lot on fundamentals now. You're not putting in any new plays. You're just going over and over and over what they're going to see, both offensively and defensively, and sit back and let the kids play.
Community, you know, they've been behind us and all that. We just expect, we go out there to try as hard as we can, you know, just see what happens. We'll be proud whatever we get because we're top 8.
And if the Trojans win tomorrow night, they'll earn themselves a trip to the Tacoma Dome and state semifinals. That and the King Dome can be a bit of a distraction or a motivator.
I think they're in the back of everyone's head. Everybody wants to go to the King Bowl. We haven't been there in many, many years, and we want to put Meridian on the map again.
Weather was no problem for Meridian High School coach Bob Ames. Despite the cold rain on Saturday, Ames wore his customary shorts for the Trojans playoff game with the Steilacoom Sentinels. Those shorts may be good luck because the Trojans beat Steilacoom 35-7 and move on to the state semifinals this weekend inside the Tacoma Dome.
All I know is I'm cold, I'm wet, but next week we'll be inside.
This is our dream. We're going to the Dome now, man. It feels good.
Next week we're going to Tacoma Dome. It's a dream come true. I'm just lost. I'm at a loss for words right now because it's just such an emotional game, and came in here all fired up, and we're leaving all fired up. Can't describe the feeling.
Meridian's aggressive defense forced 6 Steilacoom turnovers, including 4 fumbles. The Trojans picked off 2 passes. Ty Harrison gets his hand on this one first, but it's Bob Benham who ends up with the interception at the goal line, halting a Steilacoom drive in the second quarter. Meridian even blocked a punt. Joey Simmons had the block and Josh Lehman the recovery on the Sentinels won. That led to a Trojan touchdown. On offense, Meridian handled the larger Sentinels with plays like this. Nick Marino appears tied up, but then breaks it to the outside and goes for the 13-yard touchdown. Rick Paxton had 3 scoring runs for Meridian. This was his last and longest, as he too breaks through a host of Steilacoom tacklers and scampers for the 34-yard touchdown, as the 9th-ranked Trojans go on to the win and are now just one of 4 teams still alive in the playoffs.
Well, I knew we were going to win, but I didn't know it was going to be this good of a score. But everyone played a great game. Everyone did their part.
Finally this morning, our play of the week, which is a play only in a very loose sense of the word. And this week, it goes to the Meridian football fans, who heavily outnumbered the opposing supporters Saturday in Federal Way. Now, for Steilacoom fans, in the background here, the game was just a couple of miles down the road, while Trojan backers had a 2-hour drive. So for their continued support, we give the Meridian football fans the collective play of the week.